Hi, my name's Paul Bliven, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to use your microphones for a YouTube video or a podcast where your microphones are not visible. They're just off screen here. So today I am using two microphones just off screen overhead, the way that somebody might mic on a set with a boom pole. And I have an SM-57, which is used in most commercial recording studios. I'm also using the CT1 mic booster by Clark Technic with my SM-57. It's a device that uses phantom power to boost the mic signal by about 25 decibels. And then secondarily, I have a AKG Perception 420, which is a fairly inexpensive large diaphragm condenser microphone. Those are the kind of things that you might be using for voiceover, or sometimes people might be using them for their podcasts or for a YouTube video. Sometimes you might even see people have them close to their face on screen. People will do that. So we're testing these out, and we're gonna do a comparison of how they sound in a natural environment. This is an untreated room. This is my little home studio. It's about the size of a small office or a living room or a bedroom. This has no acoustic treatment, so you get noise picked up by these microphones. I have a computer right there, which has a pretty hefty fan going in the background, as well as another box under my desk for my interface. If you're recording with a computer in the background, you're most likely gonna hear some kind of fan noise. We're gonna see what we can do in Pro Tools to eliminate some of that. And we're gonna test out what noise reduction can be applied to stuff and what things can be reduced. And we're gonna see the final outcome, and then we're gonna play back individually these microphones and see how they do.
Here we're gonna be using Pro Tools, and I'm using iZotope RX. First, I'm using voice DeNoise, which is gonna reduce some of the noise floor that's present in the recording. First thing I do is just use the Learn button while I'm monitoring the recording, while it's highlighted. That way it can learn this actual recording's tone. Then I set the parameters according to how I feel it sounds best, oftentimes bypassing to hear the original, and then unbypassing so I can hear my results. Then we're gonna render, and we're gonna listen to just the noise for each mic's original recording and after DeNoise. Now I'm going to be using iZotope's DeReverb plugin. This is just so you can get rid of some of the room echo. It's going to be fairly minimal in this since I'm just in a small bedroom. I want to try to set it so that it doesn't add too many artifacts to the voice. So you want to find a nice balance between reducing the echo and making the voice sound natural. Then we render. We're going to listen to the results.
Now, an SM-57 is a inexpensive dynamic microphone. What's a dynamic microphone? It is a microphone that's using a coil wrapped around an electromagnet to induce a voltage into the microphone so you can get a signal and record it. It takes a little bit more pressure to move that coil, and so these are usually lower output microphones. You're gonna have to use more gain on your interface, which is why today I'm using a device known as a cloud lifter.
Okay, finally, if you don't happen to have access to any noise removal plugins, you can also just use a simple gate. I simply just set the gate just above the noise floor so that as soon as talking happens, it'll open up nicely. Just a tip, I never set the gate to all the way silent. I usually only set somewhere between -10 and -12 dB.
It's a FET preamp that uses phantom power, so you power your interface with phantom power going into that channel, and it boosts the signal up to, I think, about 20 or 25 dB, which is great for dynamic microphones because, like I said before, they don't get a lot of input because it takes more sound pressure levels to move the coil. The AKG Perception 420 is a large diaphragm condenser microphone, pretty decent for its price range. I think at the moment it sells for about $170 online. I'll post the links for these two microphones on Sweetwater in the description below. The Perception 420 is a large diaphragm condenser mic, which means it needs phantom power. So If you're going to be using your audio interface, make sure you turn on phantom power. Almost every voiceover or professionally recorded singing performance that you've heard has typically been recorded on a large diaphragm condenser microphone. Now, one of the things that's different about these two microphones, large diaphragm condenser is going to pick up a little bit more background noise just by the nature of its design. It's a louder input microphone and it picks up more of what's going on. Well, that's been our comparison for today. I hope you've learned some things about which microphones will work best for you and your situation and what can be done in post to help you mitigate any sound that might be present in your recordings. Thank you for watching, and my name's Paul Bliven. I am a sound editor and re-recording mixer working in film and television, and I hope you've learned a lot today.